G'day everyone. Well, it's time to look at time. Okay, so when we get into the timesheet, there's a few options at the top here that are different from some of the other apps we've looked at. There's a drop-down list here with a start button, and over here there's a drop-down list of users. And this is so you can choose which user you want to see the timesheet for. And then we've got our total amount of time for the week, because this timesheet covers all of this week. Now, along the top here, we have each day, so we can go to any day of the week and it will load that day. And we can also go back in time to last week, and we can look up the timesheet recording from last week. And from the last tutorial we went through, we recorded some time on XYZ's logo, and we can see that time recorded here. If you click on time, it will always take you to today. So it's an easy way just to get back to today, and it's highlighted there in white, showing that we are on today. So there's a couple of ways to record time in your timesheet. The first is to use the drop-down list of tasks here and find the task you're looking for. So let's say we have a recurring task, which is a meeting, and it's just an internal team meetings. So here we see we have this task called team meetings, and it's part of internal tasks. So I just click on that one. And then all I need to do is click start. And Simply Business will now start recording time on this task. I can tell it's recording for a couple of reasons. One, the time is bold. Two, there's a pause button here, and 3, I can see a record icon there showing that this is recording. So there's a number of ways that I can see that that task is being recorded and time's being recorded against it. So to stop recording time on this task, I can just hit the pause button and then that time will be recorded. Unfortunately, I didn't wait a whole minute, but let's just imagine for 1 second that that was a minute. And this also shows how you can update this time. So now we have 1 minute recorded against this task. Now I can, if I forgot to start my timer at the start of the meeting and the end of the meeting, I come back and go, oh, that was 25 minutes. I can just type in the amount of time. I can also continue recording time on this task once it's been entered, and it's bold again, so it's recording. You can see the recording there. If I hit pause, then it's not bold and we are not recording. And then finally on this task, if I actually just want to get rid of it because I recorded against the wrong task, I can just click in here, get rid of the time, and then Simply Business will ask me, no time has recorded. Do you want to delete it from your timesheet? I can just say yes, and then the task is deleted. Now that's a fairly standard way of recording time in a timesheet, but it's not really that different from, say, using a spreadsheet where you just enter a task and the amount of time. Simply Business has a much smarter way of doing it, and that's from the to-do list. And we covered this a little bit when we looked at XYZ logo. So if I take this task here that I'm currently on a break for, and I drag it into working on it, and then I go back over the timesheet, you can see that Simply Business has started recording time on this task. I can see it's recording. I can see the amount of time is 0, and that's the amount of time today that it's recorded on it. It has already recorded time in the past. And then if I want, I can pause my timer. So I hit pause. And if I go back to do, I can see that this task is back in paused. If I drag it back in working on it, come back to time, I can see that time is recording. Now I can hit pause, or I can go to do. I can drag this back into taking a break. I'm just taking a break, go back to time, and the time is no longer recording. So if you are using the to-do list as your main source of controlling the tasks that you're working on, as I do, then dragging items in and out is the easiest way to record time on those tasks. And you don't really even need to go to the timesheet to enter time. What I use the timesheet for, and you might find helpful, is if you forgot to start recording time on something, if the task is a recurring task, so it doesn't appear as a to-do task, or if the time was just wrong and you need to change it for some reason. Now, if you're a team manager, then you will have the opportunity to go in and enter time for a user. So if I go to another guy and have a look at his timesheet and go, oh, another guy forgot to record time for the meeting, just like everybody did, I can just go to meeting and find that meeting and hit start, add it to the timesheet, and then just pause it and say, okay, another guy, I'm going to put in the 25 minutes for that meeting for you, and it's done. Of course, you could just yell across the room and tell him to fill out his timesheet, but if you want to be kind, you can fill it out for him. And that's it. It's probably going to be the shortest tutorial in Simply Business because a lot of time recording is covered by the other apps, but this is where you can make modifications to the timesheet if you need to. And it's really important that you do because it's from the amount of time that's recorded against each task that all of the billing and working out if the project is overdue or over time is worked out. So make sure what you're recording is accurate, but it's very simple to use.